Hello my dear students, today I am going to discuss the same chapter and its name is supply. So in this video today we will learn about the schedule of the supply and the graphical representation of supply. So first of all, what is schedule of supply? So schedule of supply is a tabular representation or it is a tabular statement which shows the various quantities of a commodity that a producer is willing to sell at various level of price during a given period of time, and that is known as supply schedule. Okay, so supply schedule is divided into two parts. One is known as the individual schedule and other is known as market schedule. Okay, so supply schedule has two components. One is the individual schedule and other is market schedule. Okay, so there are two components. So as I told you that the supply schedule is a tabular statement which shows the various quantities of a commodity that a particular firm or the producer is willing to sell at various level of price. So during a given period of time. So here there are four main elements. First, that is the point number one, you can say it is the tabular statement. Point number two, producer is willing to sell. Next, various levels of price, and the next, a given period of time. So time, willing to sales, given price, and the tabular statements. Okay, so it can be explained with the help of following schedule. So first I am going to discuss about the individual schedule. Here that is the price is taken and here that is the quantity. Okay, so price and quantity both are given. So first, price and quantity means what? Quantity supplied by a single firm. Okay, so X commodity, let X commodity by a single firm. And price is given in the form of rupees. So suppose 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So these are the given price. So at this price, an individual firm or single firm is suppose ready to sell 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so it is a tabular statement. A table shows that at different level of price, a firm is willing to sell different quantity of a commodity in a given period of time. Is it clear? And that's why it is told individual schedule. Okay, and it is the individual statement, tabular statement of a firm. Clear? So as it is seen that a single firm is willing to sell different quantity of the commodity at different level of price. So when the price rises from 10 to rupees 20, he is willing to sell 5 to 10 units. So 5 units of the commodity has increased. Is it clear? Now come to the market schedule. So here I have written a single firm but in case of market schedule, all the firms, you will say the term in place of single, you will say the term all the firms. So market schedule refers to a tabular statement showing various quantities of a commodity that all the producers are willing to sell at various levels of price during a given period of time. Listen once again, the difference between the individual supply and the market supply is a single word. In case of individual supply, we will say that a particular firm, okay, a particular firm is or a particular producer is willing to sell, and in case of market supply, we will say all the producers are willing to sell the various levels of quantity at various level of price. Is it clear? So in case of market supply, again here suppose that is the price, it is given in the form of rupees, and here there are different firms. Okay, so firm A, firm B, firm C. So market supply is the combination of A plus B plus C, means firm A plus B plus C. Suppose the price is 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on. Is it clear? So at different price, what you find? The firm is ready to sell 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Firm B is selling, ready to sell 2, 3, 4, 5. Whereas the firm is willing to sell 3, 4, 5, 6. So at rupees 10, all the firms are ready to sell, that is 6 units. At rupees 20, they are ready to sell 9 units. At rupees 30, they are ready to sell 12 units. And at rupees 40, they are ready to sell 15 units. Is it clear? So, in a simple word, you can say market supply is the addition of individual supply. Okay? Market supply is nothing but it is the sum of or addition of individual supply. Is it clear? Now come to the graphical representation. Okay? So here I am going to discuss about the graphical representation. There are two axes. One is the x-axis and other is the y-axis. On the x-axis I have taken the price, and on the y-axis I have taken the quantity of the commodity in case of individual supply. In case of individual supply. So suppose the price is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and so on. And the quantity supply is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and so on. So what you find? We find that when the price is rupees 10, the single producer is ready to sell only 5 units. When the price is rupees 20, he is ready to sell, that is 10 units. When the price is rupees 30, they are ready to sell 15 units. When the price is rupees 40, they are ready to sell 20 units. When the price is rupees 50, they are ready to sell 25 units. So when we join all the points, we find a supply curve and that is known as individual supply curve. So on that basis, what will be the definition? So supply curve refers to a graphical representation of supply schedule. Supply curve indicates the graphical representation of supply schedule, and here I have taken the individual supply. So in case of here, that is the graphical representation of individual schedules. Okay, so if anybody will ask, define individual supply curve, so what you will say? You will say that it refers to the graphical representation of individual supply schedule. Is it clear? Listen once again, what is individual supply curve? So what will be your answer? Your answer will be, it refers to a graphical representation of individual supply schedule. Is it clear? And you can easily explain that on the x-axis the price is taken, on the y-axis the quantity is taken. As the price is increasing, the quantity supply is also increasing. That's why the supply curve is moving upwards. Is it clear? Now come to the market supply. So here the market schedule is already given. So on that basis we can draw the market supply. Here that is the price is given 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It is drawn at an angle of x-axis, y-axis. And on the x-axis that is the quantity supply. So here we can take the value, suppose that is the maximum value is 50. Okay, so if you want to show individual firms supply, and after that you can make the graphical representation of market supply. So you will have to take up to 15 because the highest value is 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Is it clear? So some of the students may ask, why sir you have taken in the form, in the difference of 1, because I have taken the form, the supply of form A is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in that case you will not face any problem to locate it. So first of all I am going to locate the supply of form A. So when the price is rupees 10, he is ready to sell only 1 units. When the price is rupees 22, next that is the 3, 4. So in this way you find the supply of form A. Okay, now just remove this line and you will find the supply line of form A. Now come to the second form B. When the price is rupees 10, he is ready to sell 2 units. When the price is 20, he is ready to sell 3 units. When the price is 30, he is ready to sell 4 units. When the price is 40, he is ready to sell 5 units. So in this way you will find the supply of firm B. firm B. Now come to the firm C. Here, when the rupees 10, they are ready to supply 3 units. 420, they are ready to supply 4. Next, 5. Next, 6. Is it clear? So that is the firm C. Now come to the market supply, that is the required. So when the rupees 1, the market supply is 6. When the price is rupees 10, the market supply is 6. When 20, that is 9. When it is 30, the supply is 12. And when it is 40, the supply is 15. So this is known as market supply. Market supply. So in this way, we can obtain the market supply with the help of market supply curve with the help of market schedule. Is it clear? So here we can say the market supply is more flatter than the individual supply, and we can also say as the price will increase, the supply of the same commodity increases by the different firms. Okay, as a result it has become more flatter. Is it clear? Now come to the next topic, and that is known as slope of supply curve. That is the quantity supply, and here suppose that is the price. On the y-axis, this is the x-axis. Is it clear? So supply line suppose moving in this way. So if what you find, the vertical line indicates the price. Okay, so you can write down delta P, and the horizontal line indicates the quantity supply. So it is known as QS. Is it clear? So delta Q, QS indicates quantity supply. So delta Q is the change in quantity, and delta P, that is the change in price. So slope of supply curve is equal to change in the price of the commodity, change in the price divided by change in quantity supply, change in quantity supply, or you can write down delta P divided by delta QS, quantity supply, and this is known as slope of supply curve. Sorry, here E is missing. Okay, so slope of supply curve is equal to change in the price, that is delta P, and change in quantity supply, that is delta Q. Is it clear? So here I have taken that delta Q, so you may write here delta Q, and this is known as supply curve. Sorry, slope of supply curve. So it indicates that due to direct relationship between the price and supply, the supply curve slopes upwards, and so the supply curve is positive. Clear? Slope of supply curve measures the flatness and supply flatness or a steepness of the supply curve. So it is based on the absolute change in price and quantity. I hope you are able to understand. It can be also explained with the help of numerical values. So suppose in this diagram, if you put the value of the price such as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, is it clear? So that is the price has changed, that is 8 to 4. Initial delta P is equal to 4 because initially it was 8, now its price is suppose how much? 4. So delta P is equal to 4. Like that, here if we determine the quantity, so quantity write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. So initial supply was 4, now here the change in supply has increased due to, that is the delta Q is equal to suppose 2. Okay, so we can calculate the slope of supply curve is equal to delta P, that is the 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So 2 is nothing but it is the slope of supply curve. Is it clear? So supply curve is rising when the price will increase. I hope you are able to understand in a better way. Now come to the law of supply. What is law of supply? So law of supply states that as the price will increase, the supply will also increase because there is a positive relation between price and quantity supply. So first, law of supply. Law of supply. So law of supply states that when keeping other factors constant, okay, as the price will increase, the quantity supply will also increase, and this is known as law of supply. So why it happens? So answer will be, it happens due to direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. Is it clear? So here one thing that is the most important point, when other factors remain constant, when other factors remain constant. This is the most important, okay, because when the factors will change, and I have already discussed number of firms, government policies, firm's goal, price of the related goods, price of the commodity. Okay, so price of the commodity is not so important, but price of the other goods and a number of things I have already discussed. So in that case, I have written here when other factors remain constant. At that situation, what will happen in case of law of supply? So law of supply states that when the price will increase, supply will also increase. And if the price will decrease, supply will also decrease. So when other factors remain constant, and this is known as law of supply. Now, what are the assumptions of law of supply. So assumption is based on when other factors remain constant. So here you will say that the price of other goods should remain constant. There should be no change in technology. The number of firms should remain constant. The government policy should not change. The goals of the firm should remain constant. So these are the assumptions. Assumptions means in which condition that will apply. Okay. So it is very easy to understand the law of supply. And always remember in your mind that it is not necessary that the supply will increase in the proportional change in price. Always remember in your mind. Is it clear? All of you? Okay. Now come to the next topic, and the next topic is the reasons of law of supply. Why the law of supply occurs? So law of supply occurs, previously I told you, due to profit maximization. Okay, so as the price will increase, the supply will also increase, because every firm wants to earn maximum profit. Is it clear? Second, if the price will increase, a number of firms will attract towards it, and the number of firms will increase, and as the number of firms will increase, supply will also increase. Okay, nobody wants to keep a stock for future. Everybody is ready to remove or reduce the stock, and reduction in the stock is also known as change in a stock. So these are the reasons, and due to that as the price increases, supply also increases. Okay, so this is the most important topic. Now there are some exceptions of the law of supply. Okay, exceptions means in the various conditions it will not apply. First, future expectations. So if the firm is thinking that in future if the price of the commodity will increase, so at this price they are not ready to sell. Okay, sell their products. They have made a stock for futures. Next, in case of agricultural products. So in case of agricultural products, the supply will not increase, because within a short span of time the agricultural goods can't be produced. So even though the price is increasing, however supply does not change. So always remember in your mind. In case of rare articles, so as we know that the picture of Mona Lisa, okay, a painting of, painting of Mona Lisa. So it is rare. So even though the price of the Mona Lisa painting will increase, supply will not increase, because it is very few, or it is rare. Okay. Next, you can say the perishable goods. In case of perishable goods, so first of all you should know perishable goods. What is perishable goods? Anyone? Perishable goods are those goods which can't be preserved for a long period of time. So if in future if its price will increase, we can't preserve for a long period of time. So in that case, in case of perishable goods, supply will not increase. So these are the exceptions. So always keep it in your mind that the future expectation of the firm, agricultural products, perishable goods, and the rare articles, these are the items or commodities or the situations. In that case, even the price increases, supply will not increase. Okay, thank you. In the next video, I will discuss about the movement along the supply curve.